guys, it's Coach Fro from RocioFlores.com, and today's topic is how much weight can I lose? Now, I find this to be one of the biggest misconceptions in the weight loss industry, one of the most important questions that you can ask before starting your weight loss journey. So, before I begin, I want to ask you guys to subscribe to my newsletter. It's once a month, and basically I just send you guys all the posts that I've done throughout the month. I tell you a little bit about what's going on in my life, and then I give you guys a little bit of like personal development homework just to give you something to work on. So make sure that you check that out. And okay, so I want to frame this. I'm not going to give you guys any specific you answers because anyone who watches this is a different person, obviously. But I'm going to give you some of the framework to think about when making decisions about starting your weight loss journey so that you have appropriate expectations. I'm sure you've seen the magazines, and the magazines say that you can lose 20 pounds in a week, or lose all your weight in 6 weeks, or just 3-day diet, 10 pounds. Like, it's oh my god, it's so frustrating, so annoying. And if you talk to anybody who follows like legit science and who's into nutrition or dietetics, and they're gonna tell you that all of that's baloney. But you also have to understand the context of why they can get away with saying that. So, first and foremost, you have to talk about fat versus weight. Your goal is to lose fat, not weight. Weight is just your overall, like, who you are, right? Which consists of muscle, it consists of water, it consists of fat, it consists of your bones. So, if you're just losing weight, you're not necessarily losing fat. You want to lose fat because that's the adipose tissue, that's the stuff that's making you unhealthy. It's the stuff that's keeping you not feeling great and not looking great. So the problem with a lot of these fad diets is that you do lose 20 pounds in that time they tell you. But it's not fat. Most of the time it's water. In the beginning of your journey, more than likely because you haven't been eating healthy, you're taking in a lot of sodium, you're taking in a lot of fatty foods, you're taking in foods that cause inflammation in your body. And your body's response to anything that causes inflammation, the way it causes inflammation is to it's more water retention. So you have a lot of extra water on you, and that's what makes you kind of pudgy, and it makes you feel like bloated. So when you first get on any kind of diet that cuts those things out, you're gonna lose a ton of water weight. Your body's like, I don't need to hold this anymore. And so you're gonna be like, oh yeah, I lost 10 pounds in 1 week of water. You probably lost like a pound of fat, which is not a bad thing. It's a great thing. But you can't expect to lose 10 pounds again next week. It's not going to happen. And so a realistic, healthy expectation, if you're going by your calories and you're in a calorie deficit, which means that you're eating less calories than your body needs, is to lose 1 to 2 pounds of fat per week. And that depends on how many calories you're cutting. So if you're cutting 500 calories per day, you're going to lose about a pound a week. If you're cutting 1,000 calories a day, it's about 2 pounds a week. And even in that, there's so many variables. Sometimes, you don't count the calories 100% perfectly. So you may not expect an exact number. Sometimes you might get a little bit more. So you might hit a 3-pound week. So you have to adjust your expectations to the fact that you're not going to lose the same weight as you lose in the first 2 weeks or the first month. But you also may not lose the same amount throughout the entire journey. It's not going to be a linear journey. 1 week might be a really good loss, the next week might be you're like, what's going on? You may have ate something that's a little saltier, and so you're taking on water weight. You might be eating a food that's really hard for your body to digest, like beef, or something that you don't eat often, and your body may be taking longer time to process it. Some weeks you may be like, oh my god, I lost so much weight, but you had diarrhea. So there's a good chance you just released everything. So the way I look at it is I kind of take whatever my lowest weight is as that's probably the lowest weight that my body's at. But I also take my highest weight, and I think that's where my body can be, and somewhere in there is my range. So you have to know where you want to get to. Several ways to do this are to, one, look at your BMI. You could there's many calculators online. You can ask me for one if you need one, or there's a formula that you can do. Try to figure out what your appropriate weight is for your height. If you are overweight, that's going to be probably the best indicator to get you to a healthier weight. as you get closer to your goal, as you get fitter, if you are already kind of fit, it might be good to go get a body analysis, a body composition, where they check how much fat you have. And there you actually get to see a specific number of what weight you can be. Like, some people will lose as much as they can and they will not get to what the BMI tells them they should be at. But then they'll do a body composition analysis and they'll be at a super low level of fat. And that just has to do with your body. You just happen to have, people say big boned and those kind of things. Some people are a little bit, have a different frame, different amount of muscle if they've been working out really well. And so their weight itself, again, doesn't constitute how much fat there is. So you want to have a good number that you're getting to, and then a general sense of how long it's going to take you to get there is about 2 pounds a week. If you're being really strict and really good with everything you do, you're going to lose really good amount in the beginning, and then it might slow down, but because you lost good in the beginning, that 2 per week number is going to be really consistent. Like when you take your averages, that's going to be a good consistent number. If you're like really not getting more than, for some reason you go several weeks of 1 or maybe half a pound, you're going to have to readjust your calorie intake. There's something that wasn't done right, or something that isn't right anymore. So as you get smaller, you need less calories, and in order to lose, you need less calories. So unless you're on a bracket like me, if you're at any bracket that when you do the math, it tells you to eat less than 1,200 calories, like mine, this always tells me I should eat 900. That's not healthy. 1,200 should be your lowest level, even if it doesn't hit the macro count. So you may not be losing as much as other people, but you still need the right amount of nutrients. You don't go under that unless you're supervised by your doctor. That same thing goes with anybody who's on like a keto diet or any very specific special diet that has you eating like under that 1,200 calorie range. If you're under that, you have to be supervised by a doctor because you may not be getting the right nutrients. So it's really important that you pay attention to that. Like, your health matters more than your weight. It doesn't matter how skinny you are if you're dead. So make sure that you take a look at all of these things. Adjust your expectations. And I know that's hard because we all want to just wake up beautiful and skinny and perfect, and that's what the world tells us we should be able to do. But you're already beautiful, and you're already perfect, and you're already worthy, and your body is worth the work that you're going to put into it. Your body is worth the patience that you're going to learn, and the habits that you're going to learn, and all of the new tips and tricks and things that you're going to bring into your life to be healthier, to get better food, and to get more nutrients. The changes that change in your palate changes. All of a sudden, broccoli tastes good, kale tastes good, things that you would never eat taste good, and things that you used to love are just ugh. So stick with it. Don't be so impatient that you give up because you're not seeing incredible results right away. Don't get cocky if you do get incredible results. Men lose weight faster than girls, especially in the beginning. They'll drop water weight like nothing, and then they give up because they think it's not working anymore because they're only losing 2 pounds a week, which is the healthy amount. So don't let that, if you're the wife of a guy and he's losing 13 pounds and you're only losing 1, don't let it affect you because the entire process is important. Every single day that you go through it and you do it is important. Another thing to think about if you are getting on there's fast weight loss and slow weight loss. A lot of people recommend doing slow weight loss, like lose 20 pounds, take a 6-month break, maintain it, lose another 20 pounds, 6-month break, etc. Because then you really have to work on the habits, and you really have to make sure that you're doing it safely, and you really have to make sure that you're not going to gain it right back. Other people recommend doing a fast weight loss, which means that you lose it all real quick. The problem with that one is, if you're not doing it healthy, you can really hurt yourself. You can hurt your muscle tissue. So it has to be a high protein diet, and you have to be really careful to make sure that you're getting the right nutrients in, or you have to be working out as well, because that working out helps retain your muscle and your cardiovascular health. If you do that, you also can't have that mentality that as soon as you lose the weight, you're going back to your old habits, because you will, and you'll gain it back. That's what I did. So you really have to be like, nope, never doing it again. This is my life now. And think about it. If that's your life now, then it doesn't matter when you get there, because you're going to get there. This is just your life now. So I hope this encourages you. I hope that it gives you a different way of thinking about this, and it gives you some of the answers that you may have had. If you like this post, please like it, share it, tag people, comment on it, send it to people that you think it'll help, and make sure to subscribe to my list. Thank you guys so much for watching this video, and I hope you have a wonderful day. Goodbye.